Hi everyone. How many of you have heard the quote by Mary Engelbreit, "It's just a bad day, it's not a bad life"? Well, this may be true, but for some, that bad day is just too much. What started out as an ordinary day for me turned into be a day that I would not forget for the rest of my life. I was a sophomore in high school and I had just got home from school when I received a phone call from my best friend's grandma. My best friend had been rushed to Willis Knighton early that morning and was placed in ICU. She was currently having her stomach pumped and was in a coma. My best friend had taken a whole bottle of prescribed medications in an attempt to take her own life. I remember going to school the next day and talking with some of our friends. All of us were in complete shock. We hadn't given suicide that much thought, even though that we were educated on it through school and through movies or TV shows we had seen. But none of us really thought that it would ever affect one of our loved ones. That's why today I'd like to inform you on the suicide rates, why it happens, and how we could help prevent it. I remember sitting in the waiting room with all of our family and some of our friends, and I just kept thinking, why? What could we have done to help? I just quite didn't understand. The main reason people commit suicide is because they no longer want to feel that pain anymore. They feel that the only way to stop the feelings that they're having is just to end it all and take their own life. And there's other reasons that people commit suicide besides just that. Other factors leading from childhood trauma, being sexually abused, being bullied, or some factors are just having a mental health illness such as schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, and PTSD. The way we can help people prevent them from committing suicide is to pay attention to some of the warning signs, which sometimes can be really hard to tell. Some of the warning signs may consist of them constantly sleeping or maybe even sleeping too little. Some of them appear very vulnerable and they seem very hopeless. Some of them are very down, like they're not as smiley as they used to be, and they quit going to so many family events or friends gatherings. But it can also come in forms of them being overly happy because they just seem a lot more happier than normal and it's very off and you're not used to it. Sometimes people will just straight out come and tell you that they no longer want to be here, that they feel no purpose in their life and they're just hopeless and they feel like nobody can help them, which that is completely wrong. But another way that we could help prevent is to check on your loved ones because you never know what they're going through. Just simply call them and ask how their day's going or see how they've been or if they just simply need anything. Another way to help prevent suicide is to use the suicide hotline number. If you feel that a friend or loved one is in serious need, reach out to them and try to get them to call that hotline and seek help from that hotline or maybe a doctor. There's many ways we can try to help, but sometimes we won't know and we just have to try. I know that if I could have done things differently and been there for my friend more, and maybe if I'd known the sign and warnings, that I could have helped her more. But she is still currently alive today. She is happy and healthy. She does have a few problems that she struggles with daily, but we help her through them now. I just feel that suicide is not the best option because at the end of the day, it is a bad day and it might scar you for a while, but your future ahead of you is still really bright and there's so much more we had left to do. So today, me and her cherished every memory get together. We were only 16 at the time and now we're both 21. So she's accomplished so much already. We both graduated and we are both in college. So had she taken her own life and they weren't able to help her, I wouldn't have my best friend and she wouldn't have this great future she has now. So I hope with everything I presented with y'all today that it helped bring a little bit more awareness to suicide and that y'all are able to maybe help somebody or just be able to save people. But thank y'all.